So in this platform, we are going to have a continuation of our revision exercise on the algebraic expressions. Working with algebraic expressions, as you can see, we've got so many questions to consider so that we do understand how to simplify our algebraic expressions. So question number 7, it was simplify the following expressions. So remember, whenever you consider addition and subtraction, you must think of the like terms. Why is it that you're supposed to think of the like terms? Because we can only add or subtract like terms. We can only add or subtract provided that these terms are like terms. Remember, like terms, these are terms that have got the same variable, the same letter, and the same power, which is the same exponent. All right, so on number A, we are given 18c. So, okay, I'm not going to rewrite this, guys. Let me just try attempt here. If you consider we've got the like terms, the 18c considered to the 5c, considered to the 7c minus 7c. So we are going to combine these terms together. So they've got 18c plus 5c. All right, minus 7c. These are the like terms. We collect these like terms together. Then the 12d is not having any like term. Just going to write it as it is. All right, so there we can just add on our calculator. We add these two. That is 18 plus a 5, which is going to give you a 23. So that was going to be 23c minus 7 minus 7c. So 23 minus 7, you also subtract that, which was going to be a 16. So we are going to obtain 16c plus 12b. So these cannot be added to a part where we have got c. These are called unlike terms. Remember that unlike terms cannot be added or subtracted. So that is, we are going to leave it like that. Then on B, we are given 3DAF. If you consider, this is the same part as this one. These two are the like terms. So that is 3DEF plus 7DEF. We have got the same letters in this case. Then the constants, the 4 and the minus 6, these two can be taken together. So meaning so we can add 3 plus a 7, which is a 10. We add these coefficients together. 3 plus 7, which is a 10. Then we're going to have DEF. Then the numbers, which are the constants, 4 minus 6. 4 minus 6, that is a minus 2. You can also use your calculator on that. Then number 8, it was to evaluate, that is, evaluate the following expressions for y is equal to 3, z is equal to minus 1. So you are given a value representing y, a value representing z. So how are we going to simplify these or to evaluate these? We must substitute what we are given, the value of y that we are given and the value of z that we are given. So the first part, that is 8a, that is 2y squared plus 3z. Okay, so what does it mean? 3z or 2y squared. What does that part mean? 3 times x. Remember, it means 3x. So whenever there is this, it means there's a product, like 3 times x, a bracket, 3x. Just when these terms are combined like this, it's a product. It means 4 times x times y, a product. So what does it mean on this part? It means there we have got a product again, 2 times y squared. So it was going to be 2 times y squared. We take the value of y as it is. Remember, y is what? A 3. So that is going to be 3 squared like this. Or you can write it as 2 into 3 squared like that. It is simply one and the same thing, as long as you understand what you are writing there. Plus 3z. So this is 3z, 3 times 3z is equal to 3 times a z. And we have got the value of z, which is minus 1. So that is 3 times minus 1, or you can have a bracket. It's up to you. You can just write minus 1 like this. All right, so this is going to be 3 squared. 3 squared. Remember, squared. That means that number is multiplying itself 2 times. 3 times 3, which is 9. So we simply have 2 times 9 in this case. So we're going to have 2 times 9, which is 18. So it means there we have got 18 from this whole part. 3 times minus 1, that's a minus 3. So we are going to have a plus, but if we multiply 3 and minus 1, that is a minus 3. Remember, a plus and a minus will give us a minus at the end. So that is going to be what? At the end, 18 minus 3, which is going to be a 16. So in this case, we are going to obtain a 15. Sorry for that, guys. You see these things of working overtime, guys. This is gonna be a 15. So always use your calculator, guys, to verify your simplification is 15 minus 3, it's 11 minus 2, because your mind sometimes might be tired. So just use your calculators also to verify as you are simplifying, all right? But you guys, your mind is not supposed to be tired. You're always fresh, okay? Always fresh. So make sure that your mind is not as tired as ours. All right, 2y to the exponent of 2 plus 3z. That is 2y, everything raised to the power of 2 plus 3z. So again, the same thing, 2 and y there, they're multiplying each other. So it means this is going to be 2 times 2y 2 times. What is the value of y? Y is 3. So that is 2 times 3. But everything must be raised to the exponent of 2 plus 3z. That is 3 times z. You can even open a bracket for that, which is minus 1. You can even open a bracket for that. So that is a minus 1 like this. All right, so let's simplify. We can simplify this. That is the bracket first. So 2 times 3, which is 6, and we've got 6 squared. So you can just write it as 6 squared plus 3 times minus 1, which is a minus 3. So this is 6 squared. Remember, a squared square, 6 times 6, which is 36. So that is going to be 36 plus a minus, that is a minus 3. So meaning to say we are going to have 36 minus a 3, which is going to give us what? 33. All right, so like I said, also confirm, guys, with your calculator if we are on the right page. So this is our simplification. So you can consider these substitutions. It's a substitution that is supposed to happen, but you must substitute as it is given on that given expression. Number 9, write each of the following algebraic expressions in the simplest form. Simplest. So it's like simplify. So they want you to simplify. That is to be in simplest form, where we must consider our like terms also or as well. We must consider our like terms. These are like terms, y and y there. So you can add 5 plus 15, which is 20. So that was going to be 20y. Just add the coefficients there. All right, that was direct. Then the same thing on B. These are also like terms. Everything here, we have got a C, we have got a C, we have got a C. We also have a C there. So these are like terms. So we can simply add these or subtract where there's a need for you to subtract. So let's add 5 plus a 6. That is going to give us 11C. All right. Then we're also going to add this 2. All right, if you want. All right, so let's just do it like this. If you want to add first, so it's going to be 5 plus 6, okay, which is 11. Then 11 plus 2, which is 13C, minus this 3C. So that is going to be 10C. 13 minus 3, which is 10. Or just take your calculator, add these numbers, 5 plus a 6 minus a 3 plus a 2, knowing that all these numbers that we are going to have, they are under a C. So you add these numbers, you're going to obtain a 10, but know that you must have a C. You can do that direct on your calculator, guys. These are like terms. The same thing on this B, on this C, if you consider item C, they are also like terms to be considered there. considering the part of B and that of B. The constants, which is the 3 and the -5 on their own. So meaning to say, we can add these like terms, the 4B and the 16B. So meaning to say, what are we going to have at the end? If we add these two, 4 plus 16, or you can just write, guys, if you do not understand 4 plus 16B, then 3 and -5 plus 3 -5, or just add direct. So 4 plus 16, that's a 20. So we've got 20B3 -5, which is -2. So just like that, you're done. All right, on D, you can also do the same thing considering the part of M and M. So meaning to say, we can add the part of M together, subtract the part of M, I mean the 7M taken to -6M, then the 3N and the +2. There's nothing to be considered there. All right, so that's it. 7 minus 6, that is 7 minus 6, that is 1. So we've got 1M plus 3N plus 2. So 1M is simply as M, all right? If 1 is not, if 1 is given, like if you have a 1 like that, you can ignore it like the 1, okay? So it's just like 1x is x. So even if you see x plus 3x, you must also know that there is a 1 which is what? Hidden there. So the 1, since we neglect it when writing, we must also know that whenever we are simplifying, that 1 is there. All right. Then F, you are given on part F, which is also to consider the like terms. There we've got 7e squared f. So take note, this is a square, 2 to the exponent of 2. We do not have any other part that is being raised to the exponent of 2. So meaning to say this is just going to be taken as it is. We do not have a like term. Remember, we must also have the same exponent. But if we consider this, 3EF and 4EF, these are of the same exponent. So these are like terms. So we're going to add 3EF and 4EF. These are like terms plus 2. All right, so let's see what you're going to have. The 7e squared f, remember, this is not common to these two because of this exponent of 2. But these two can be added. We have E, we have got F and F raised to the same power. So we can add 3 plus 4. Remember the concept adding of what? The coefficients. There is a +3 and a +4. These are the coefficients that we are going to add. 3 plus 4, which is 7EF plus what? Plus a 2. Just like that. Just like that. You are done. All right. Evaluate on number 10. You are given, evaluate each of the following expressions for the given values there that you're given. Y is 18, Y is 200, Y is 1, any other part that you're given. So it's just a matter of substitution. Like the first part on A, we are given 3Y plus 3Y plus 3Y plus 3Y plus 3Y. Guys, we can first add these 3Y that we are given. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can add. This is simply 3 times 6. 3 plus 3 plus 3. So it's going to be 18y. 4y is equal to what? 18. So if y is equal to 18, that means we are going to have 18 times 18. Remember, 18y means 18 times. So that is 18 times 18. And that was going to give you 324 on your calculator. So just substitute. So B, before you substitute, you see that they are like terms. So before you substitute, you can see that they are like terms there to be considered. Which like terms am I considering here? I have got the 13y and the -3y. I also have the 14 and the 6. So add these like terms first. All right, 13 minus 3. That is going to be what? 10y. 13 minus 3. Then you add the 14 to the 6. 14 plus 6, that's a 20. All right, so you add 14 plus 6, which will give you a 20. For this value, for this expression, I mean, you can substitute the value of y that you're given for y is equal to 200, meaning to say this is 10 times 200 or 10 into 200 like this plus a 20 for this value of y. So that is it, guys. 10 times 200, that was going to be 2000 plus a 20, and that was going to be 2020 if you add these two. All right, so that is how our questions might be given as. All right, the same part on C, supposed to do the same thing. You can consider the like terms first before you substitute the value that you're given. So there we've got like terms, the constants. There is a 20 there. There is an 80. These are like terms. Minus y squared and plus 101 y squared, which is 101 y squared. So we can consider this 20 plus 80. These are like the numbers on the constants. 20 plus 80, it's what? It's 100. Okay, minus y squared is same as minus 1 y squared plus 101 y squared. So it's simply 101 minus 1, which is going to be 100 y squared. So there we have got 100 y squared. For y is equal to 1. If y is equal to, if we're not given this, this was going to be our answer, but there we are given now the numerical value of y. The numerical value of y, which is 1. So if this y is 1, what are you going to have? You substitute in place of y, that is going to be 1 squared. 1 squared. So that is 100 plus 1 squared is 1 times 1, which is same as 1. So at the end, we are going to have 100 times a 1, which is what? Which is a 100. So if you add this, that will be a 200. Okay, 100 plus 100, that is a 200, or just substitute like this. Use your calculator to simplify the answer. All right, the same part on D. We also have to consider our like terms again, the part of y squared there to the part of y squared. Then there is this part of yz, 2x, 2yz, 2yz, the 3yz and the 2yz there. So you must also consider that. So the part of y squared, we are going to add 12 plus 18 together, which is going to be 30. So this was going to give us 30 y squared. Then the part of yz, there is yz there, yz. So we must add 3 plus 2, which is 5. So that is going to be 5 yz. For these values that we are given, where y is 3 and z is a 2, where y is a 3 and z is a 2, we can substitute into this now. That is 30. So the first part is going to be 30 into the value of y, remember, is 3. So that's 3 squared plus, remember this, 5yz. It means 5 times y times a z. So it simply means 5 times the value of y, which is 3, times the value of a z, which is 2. So this is one and the same part that you need to multiply. All right, let's simplify. 3 squared means 3 times 3. So it's 30 times 3 squared, 3 times 3, which is 9. So if you multiply 30 and 9, that was going to be 270. So we've got 270 plus 5 times 3 times 2, which is simply, that's a 6 there, times a 5, which is what? Which is a 30. Or 15 times 2, which is a 30. Then if you add, that was going to give you a 300. Just like that. You substitute the values. If you want, you can substitute into the origin. This does not mean you are not going to have the same answer. If you wanted on this question or on each question, you can substitute as it is. 3 into 18 plus 3 into 18 plus 3. Guys, look how A lot of things that you have to consider there. So instead of doing that, simplify first. Then you substitute for the value of y or any condition that you are given thereafter. You must use that consideration that you are given to consider. Yes, you can do it on the original question as it is, but you're going to relate a lot of things. So to avoid that, just substitute after simplifying your algebraic expressions. So these are the typical questions that you must expect in your exams from Meson African motifs till we meet again.